Dag hier lachen.
Kinkums. Right, hasn't that got out square back?
Kitsela.
Yeah. I'd rather not you go out. So what's that?
Heblar qesa. Gachi Redu, that was the name of her Wesco. What was her name? Clapboxe. Clapboxe. That was her name. They came to Guildford. Lam made the Uncle Billy or Sanunum Roland with her father Bradley.
Yeah.
This old Catholic. He used to go to Kinkham and visit the old man. He met Uncle Billy in Vancouver. Uncle Billy got his eyes scraped like you guys.
Yeah.
And he met him there. And because Uncle Billy was full of bullshit. Anyway, he converted him in Vancouver because we didn't know he was there. Nobody, the old bishop, not the bishop, the father thought, but we were Umbly and then were working in the cannery in Deep Bay, down here. We didn't know that Uncle Billy was there. He was a yellow and nobody knew that he had relatives. And Uncle Billy couldn't talk English. The priest couldn't talk Indian. But I guess he tried to tell him he's got a brother, but he kept saying Comarks, but we were in Deep Bay, you see. But anyway, he used to visit him every day. But
yeah.
Today is only one day, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, the old man was converted and baptized to Catholics in St. Paul's Hospital.
Yeah.
And already Umbly and them were baptized in the Anglican Church in Alert Bay. And I went there, many, many years after, I went to Guildford to see my Uncle Billy, who was still alive. And he was showing me all his pictures. And he had a picture of the Pope, you know, not this one, but a Pope anyway. The Pope of the day that time. And he said, you are Maltuma Sakulan of Gahan Restalokan. So Uncle Billy said this to me. Well, I knew the Pope would never want him to go live with him in Rome. But I guess the old Father Bradley said to him, if you come, this is the guy who will look after you. But this is the head of the Catholic Church. But he got it all mixed up. And he was going to go and live with this nice man, the picture of the Pope. But he there's always in Kinkham all by himself. Everybody's gone fishing or wherever. They never left Kinkham. And that old man would go and stay with him for 2 or 3 days. And Uncle Billy had no white food. So every day, 3 times a day, he'd make some mash. Because he had a lot of mash and a lot of sugar. And that's the only white food he had.
Yeah.
So I guess one day one of the kids came and they had 2 or 3 nice trout, and Father Bradley saw that, and he said to her, he called him Brother Joseph, Billy Johnson class, but now he's Brother Joseph because now he's a Catholic. So he said, Brother Joseph, can't you fry those, couldn't you cook those trout? I love trout.
Yeah.
I guess he would have said, I'm sick and tired of eating mash if he wasn't a bishop, you see. If he wasn't a priest. And my uncle said, you eat that stuff? I got deer meat, I got everything, but the only white food I got is mash. See? Came very friendly with him then. These guys came, I was in Guildford, visiting them people. Father Bradley,
Yeah.
he's going to come and have a service like you on the end, you know, they were there. And all we had was gas lights,
Yeah.
no electricity. And that man, because Umbly never held a grudge in his life,
No.
whatever they were doing in Guildford, he went and invited to come and eat in his house. That's the guy that had broken the copper. And his wife wanted to see Father Bradley because she was a Catholic. I guess the West Coast people are Catholics, you see. So she came, and anyway, Annie's cleaning up. Everybody's cleaning up because the priest is going to be here and going to have a service there. Umble was already beginning to get sick in them days. Everybody's in a rush. Get me the priest. That priest, he was tall. And just then Baldy, Jenny, Baldy, Ginlot Morty Wisa, you know?
Yeah.
He shit his pants. Right in the midst.
You bought the church.
I'm George.
We got a chan river.
And I guess that stuff was dripping down on his legs, you know. And he said, Jenny, Baldy, Baldy. I'm trying to tell him Baldy shit in his pants. But Father Bradley thought, she said, that bald-headed man's going to hit the gas light, see? Everything's wrong. Anyway, they cleaned the kid up and things came to order again. And that woman, Clockwork, says she wanted to confess her sins.
Yeah.
You see, I killed the Catholic, I guess. So the Father Bradley asked Annie, have me Annie yet? And there's one in the kitchen. If there was a place where they could go so he could listen to a confession. And he said the only place was there no kids or no people. It's a smokehouse. They had a little smokehouse next door. So he asked if there's something for the lady to kneel on. So Annie gave them this rolled up grey blanket. Lag daarom. Reisla. Ja, ligt daarom blanket op kwal. Alles daar kwam jaksa makwagela. Ze is kanema osloog de leplete. Daar lag de gonai. Hij gaat door, dat zo mij lag reisla. Maybe he's doing something to the smokehouse. That's the way the old man was. I mean, he's not guy what me. You know, he was a good guy. Umble was. But finally they came back again and she was really happy. She confessed to the priest, you know. Let me Annie Dicky Lakeda. See, those were funny days. Lamre now too, he's gonna shoot himself.
Yeah.
Gonna commit suicide. I told him that my house was right there. You walked past it, I don't believe made a toilet there because it was indoor plumbing. And at that time I was sitting outside in the sunshine and he came by with his gun. And she said, Marcus, I forget his right name.
Beige.
We're back to my clippums. That was just his nickname. Oh, tell me, what clippums? Mouthmoose.
Mouthmoose, yeah.
Marcus Mouthmoose. Oh, I'm going to shoot myself. So my yaksamanokai. Kolegi Latin.
Yeah.
He said that to Adam. I said it didn't register in her mind what he said, you see? Oh, she just said that. So he went by pretty soon she heard the shot. Then it hit her what he said. Oh my God, I could have stopped him. Anyway, he came back limping. And she said, Master's mouthmoose. He shot his toe. He said he missed clip. Master's lost a clip like Yahan Conventas La Rosantla Macojuden missed. I guess Adam said that to me, got real mad. These are all the stories from home.
Never true.
What a guy that was, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, Kokaspuanama. Shadow was small, Caroline was small, and Sunny, I guess you do Kunginginana. We're walking down Granville, past the old Vancouver Hotel.
Yeah.
In the wartime. somebody's hollering at us, waving at us from the 10th floor. See, those soldiers were, that was their barracks. They turned that Vancouver hotel into a soldiers' place, barracks. He's hollering at us from, telling us to wait quite while there.
Soldiers.
This guy in uniform, he came running towards us, and here it was him. You know, and all he wanted to know if I could give him some money.
Yeah.
You see, so I gave him $10, I guess, whatever I was making, plus he had no money and everything. And anyway, it was this crazy man. So I go to Guildford after that, and Bill Scowy. Bill says, have you heard the latest? I said, no. He says they gave Nokji an dishonorable discharge. I said, you're kidding. No, he said, the guy phoned me from Vancouver to certify that he came from this village, you know. And Bill said, well, what's the matter with him? Well, we're going to send him home. I know the army is dying for soldiers, but this one we can't handle. Whatever he was doing is always in trouble. So they sent him home, and he had that certificate.
Yeah.
Dishonorable discharge.
Yeah.
And he had it framed on his wall. He didn't know it was a disgrace. Because and he said she saw it, you know, but she never had to tell him. He saw us a cat, you know, why didn't he? No. He thought it was an honor, you know. What a guy that was.
Clappy.
Oh my God, he worshipped that boy. And he was married to
Harley.
No, Clappy was married to Saw Adsani, or whatever her name was. You know that old lady?
Ingrid Kilmus.
Kids used to call her Saw Adsani.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they used to call it. It means short as Jenny. I guess some white person said that. And well, they give her another name. And he was mean to that old lady. This now could say. But because her husband was his grandfather, he could do anything. Smoking fish way up the river.
Yeah.
My God, that was a horrible boy. I always think of that. Sitting there, my lips out like this, biting the cows. That was our work at night.
Yeah.
Smoking fish. Oh. It's the furthest you can go.
Yeah.
Where the quicksands are.
La.
Is that what's the name of it?
La.
And Alice and I sitting there biting the bones off the cows. Oh, piles of it every night. And I said to Alice, when we grow up, let's marry a white man, so we don't have to eat this stuff. And she had bad eyes. Eyes were just watering because of the smoke. That's a damn good idea. God damn if I'm going to do this when I grow up in the Kikesu world. Today it's true, eh?
Yeah.
But I'm still smoking fish.
I really liked her. She used to invite me all the time.
It's so smoky in there.
I don't know why, but she did.
She was a good person.
Yeah.
Eddie Joy.
I got to be good friends with him after. I didn't like him because he treated her real mean. He wouldn't take her to the hospital. She had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Oh.
She had them in the home with nobody looking after her at the place in Butler's Point. Well, Umble happened to be there one time, and he was there. Danny boy, I think that was her last one. But he wouldn't take her to the hospital. He was stingy. He was cheap. Anyway, towards the end of his life, when he got sick, I was living in the West Coast, and he used to phone me.
Yeah.
Because from like little Lolas, you know, people were fed up with him, you know, So he said, Effrey, if you come and get us, could we come and stay with you on the West Coast? Nikki Eddie Gachen.
Yeah.
So I came to Cove, and I told him I would be there on a certain day, which I did, so I brought them back with me. But our apartment we were upstairs, our apartment was above this machine shop. And we had to carry him up there. And he wouldn't go to sleep, he cried all night because he was scared we were going to catch fire.
Oh.
So we had to go, we had to go and get him a room in the motel.
Oh.
Because he was scared of the upstairs where we were. Mas panan las eti lacha West Coast leman was. We got to be good friends. I took him to that store and he bought some of those but Fred got those in the water, those big glass bowls, Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted that. I bought him one for $25 and a smaller one for $15. And I gave it to Eddie. I wonder what happened to it when they all died.
I wonder.
All the stuff. I took them everywhere. I was really good to them, you know. Paid back. I used to fight with him. He said, you know, that's the only thing I had against him, you know. Because she had a hard time bearing them kids. Now Betty won't talk to us.
Huh?
Danny won't talk to us. He got us me Ella.
Yeah.
We got Ella.
She's in Prince George. I just got a letter from her the other day.
Oh.
Can shut it off now, babe.
Yeah. I guess we